Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the YouTube channel. I am John Kurtz. Thank you so much to each and every one of you guys who tune in. Please click subscribe if you haven't. Obviously, that helps me out a lot. I've got college football content coming at you left and right, particularly with realignment. And particularly if you're in Big 12 country like me, if you're a Big 12 fan, I'm trying to speak for everybody else that's being left behind here by Texas and Oklahoma. And if you could like the video and comment, I would appreciate that as well. Not only because, again, selfishly, I will admit, it obviously helps me. It helps me with the views. It helps my pocketbook, all of that. But also, man, I just love college football, and I love hearing from everybody. Even if you disagree with me, let me know why. Let me know what you think. College football is great because of the passion and the rivalry and all of that. So if you got some bleep to talk, do it in the comments. If you love what I'm doing, do it in the comments. I would appreciate it a lot. Here's what we're talking about. It's a Bob Bowlsby update, and the Big 12 and the Pac-12 potentially getting together. I'm excited about this, all right? Again, as a fan of one of the schools that is in this group of 8 that are left behind in the Big 12, any kind of discussion and merger with the Pac-12 would be great. I am here for the West Coast road trips. I love the West Coast, love the Pac-12, miss Colorado, love Boulder, all that. All right, so here's what happened. Bob Bowlsby met with the commissioner of the Pac-12, and here is where I'm going to, I guess, I don't know if this is like breaking the fourth wall or whatever you would call it, but I am trying to work on the pronunciation. George Kliavkoff, the commissioner of the Pac-12. He met with Bob Bowlsby yesterday on Tuesday. It's hopefully the first step of a lot of steps between the two conferences working together. So here is what was reported by The Athletic and Max Olson, who does an awesome job. Really enjoy his work. All right, so he said one option would be a scheduling alliance between Big 12 and Pac-12 members. Now, this is something that Bob Bowlsby has talked about going back to his appearance at the Texas Senate Committee that was going on Monday in the future of college sports in Texas, that a scheduling alliance with the Pac-12 is something that could happen. So that's kind of like the first step, right? Like dipping your toe in the water, getting some sort of schedule alliance rolling with the Pac-12. I just like anything that's going to get that ball rolling. Another thing that could be around here with the Big 12 and the Pac-12 is the Big 12 working with the Pac-12 to aggregate negotiating rights fees for the next TV deal. All right, now we're taking it like a step further, right? This is not a total merging of the conferences, but if you bundle the TV rights and try to package that to somebody, does that become more attractive than just you on your own? Also, keep in mind right now, Bob Bowlsby's got a potential lawsuit going against ESPN, so if ESPN's going to be out on the bidding on this thing, I mean, then maybe it helps to bring in the Pac-12 here and get somebody else to just shield some of that or force ESPN to the table. And I would think there are a lot of things that would have to be discussed there, and you'd be thinking strategically about how it is that could help you. Again, the Big 12 thinking outside of the box, I think, is great. I am very much here for that. Very much here for that, and I liked seeing that. Here's a quote from Max Olson's story. Quote, at this point, all options are on the table and nothing is a bad option. We have to explore everything now. It's not that we're in panic mode, but let's keep talking and keep finding out what's out there. Yes, definitely agree with that. Now, another Big 12 source, according to Olson, said that this meeting could have just been more of an information download for the Pac-12's new commissioner trying to get to know Bob Bowlsby. And I'm sure that very well could be true also, that there may not have been anything that substantive talked about. And it's like a first date, right? Everybody's getting to know each other. That really is. I saw somebody tweet that, and I wish I could give them a proper attribution here. It felt like a first date between the Big 12 and the Pac-12 here. Whether or not that turns into anything, we don't know. But it's better to have the first date than not, right? There was a Tinder match, and you made it out to the first date. That's not a guarantee to happen. As a single 31-year-old, I can tell you, it's not a guarantee that even if you match on Tinder, it's going to turn into a date. So they've gotten that far. Look, I think the Big 12 has taken so much criticism over the years for not thinking outside the box, not being aggressive. This, to me, is being aggressive. And I also like the fact that Bowlsby said these types of partnership opportunities must be explored before the Big 12 would shift its focus to expansion as the answer to replacing Texas and Oklahoma. And to me, this is all about ceiling, right? If you're talking about the ceiling for the Big 12, or the schools that are left in the Big 12, it would be finding some way to merge with a Pac-12 that includes still USC, Oregon, Washington brands that can give you some more pop and value when it comes to the TV contract. There is a higher ceiling for the money that you can make there, as opposed to Bowlsby's already admitted, hey, 50% of the TV revenue, it's going to go from 28 mil to 14 mil, basically with Texas and Oklahoma gone. And that may even be a fairly generous estimate there. If you take that and then just add UCF, Houston, Cincinnati, BYU, Boise, whoever it's going to be, you're not really adding much to the TV contract. There is a lower ceiling on what it is that you can earn per school as a conference if you just go immediately to the expansion route. So that's why you start thinking about partnerships. You start thinking about, hey, what can we do to link up with the Pac-12 and see if we can raise that ceiling somehow? Now, the key in all of this, it's going to come down to a quote here that, again, is from the source attributed by Max Olson. It says, quote, "It's going to come down to how do our TV partners look at that from a financial perspective? Who knows?" And that, I think, is the key here. Like, all of this sounds great from a Big 12 perspective. Whatever you can do to attach yourself to USC, get some more bargaining power out west, and try and join forces, the two weakest conferences combined. That sounds awesome from the Big 12 standpoint. But right now, the Pac-12 is ahead of you in the pecking order. The Pac-12 has moved up, and the Big 12 minus Texas and Oklahoma is behind. So all of the impetus is on the Pac-12 to try and figure out what it is that they want to do. And right now, I'm sure the Pac-12 is thinking about, hey, is the Big Ten coming to raid us? Is USC going to be on its way out? They have a lot to be thinking about right now. So I don't know if any of this would make sense. I don't have the answers on TV numbers, like what all of this would look like. But I do know that the meeting happened. I do know that the Big 12 is trying to think outside the box. I like that. And we do have some details on the meeting from Chuck Carlton of the Dallas Morning News, who is somebody who's been plugged in with Bowlsby for a long time. So here's what he has to say. Not surprisingly, Big 12's Bob Bowlsby didn't want to share specific topics of his meeting with Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff. You can feel me get really scared by having that come up. But he did confirm this evening that the two spent about 6 hours together. All right, so that's a hell of a first date. I mean, 6 hours together, it's a long time. I don't know about you. I don't think I've had a first date go 6 hours long. Here's a quote from Bowlsby. "He's new on the job, and I wanted to get better acquainted and spend some time together. So that's what we did. We talked about things that are of mutual interest." Final tweet, Bowlsby called it a positive meeting. Quote, "We had a great day. I enjoyed getting acquainted with him and hearing about his career. We talked about a lot of different things, but none of which I'm prepared to share with anybody." All right, fair enough, Bob. I don't need you to share me that. I just need you to be working. I need you to be working. I need these things to be brought up, and I need everybody to start thinking and continue thinking creatively. If expansion is what it's going to take, if nothing is going to materialize with the Pac-12, that's fine. But let's go flesh it all out first. So I take this as nothing but positive if you are somebody that is a fan of a Big 12 school. Again, guys, continue to subscribe if you haven't. If you're a college football fan, Big 12 fan, please subscribe, like the video, comment. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. You think you'd rather go the expansion route? Let me know about it. If you're on board, also, please comment. Helps me out, but I also love seeing the passion from all you guys. Thanks for following. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.